I want to focus on your glutes, quads, and IT band. Aside from me and a couple other guys, on, you know, everybody here, it's a female, and we all deal with a lot of tight knees and tight hips and tight low back. So let's address some of those big things first, okay? Let's start with the middle part of our body, which is our glutes, okay? So we're gonna start with the right glute, okay? I'll try to face.
You are gonna be in the way.
I'll move around facing this, okay? So with our glutes, we're gonna start off crossing our right. You know what? Let's introduce it both sides together, okay? Just kind of get your shoulder blades back into a little bit of a crab position here, okay? And just kind of roll your glutes. You might just sit up a little bit more. Just kind of introduce the foam roller to the tissue, to your body, okay? Make sure you're breathing. So one of the biggest key components to working, you know, your tissue is to make sure that we breathe, all right? Listen to your body. Turn a little bit sideways into your left of your hip. Work the glute medius just a little bit there, okay? Let's go to the opposite side on your right side and just work that right glute mid. And if you notice, I am pushing through both of my feet. So my knees go into extension and then into flexion, okay? Work the whole side part of your glute there. You can kind of get really nice and low, your butt almost to touch the ground, okay? Reset if you lose your positioning. The key to foam rolling is making sure you have 3 to 4 points of contact at all times on the ground, okay? Here with your shoulder back and your arm, make sure that you're not shrugging into your ear. Push that shoulder away from your ear and squeeze the shoulder blade together. That's going to give us a little bit of close chain, you know, activation or in areas of our upper back that are pretty dormant for the most part. Okay, single side. We're going to grab that right leg, and we're going to cross it off over our left knee. Now we go from 3 points of contact to 2 points of contact on the ground, right? So now we're increasing the load on that tissue, much more weight. So bending and extending your knee as you breathe in and out nice and softly. You're just combing that glute. Breathing in and breathing out. If you find a really kind of hurt spot that hurts a lot, that's a good thing. Don't run away from it. Kind of embrace the pain and sit on that area and move side to side lightly, not just up and down like we've been doing, okay? Move side to side and work that tissue. Okay, from here, we're gonna go to the right side, keeping that right foot across the knee. Now we're working the opposite glute with a bit of a different, I guess, opening aspect to that joint, because now the leg is cross body. So that femoral head changes angles and position, so we can expose a little bit more tissue in different angles. So just breathe and exhale as you work it. You might feel this side not as intense as the other. For me, I find the left side more intense when I do a single leg cross, okay? From here, we're gonna grab the opposite leg now. We're gonna grab the left leg and we're gonna do the same thing. Cross your foot over, okay? Stay on that right side that we just worked, okay? And once again, we're working that full length of that tissue. What I want you to do from side to side is rock your body, okay? Like a pendulum. Now you're working that tissue 360. Move down a little bit further, okay? And work that tissue again. Okay, side to side and push through it. Breathe. Okay, from here, let's rotate to the left side. That shoulder, if it's feeling a little bit tight, that's not a bad thing. I mean, a little bit sore, like you just did a set of you know, front raises or shoulder presses, that's fine. Squeeze that shoulder blade down and engage your lat more. That way your shoulder's not taking the punishment. It's being supported. So once again, now we're working that left glute with a different angle with the femur. The second we cross that foot across the right knee, it changes the angle and we're able to hit a couple different areas. If you find a really tight spot like I do here, extend your leg and move the femur, the joint, flex and extend and work through that tissue. All right? And that's your glutes, okay? You guys wouldn't be surprised. I did a little bit of, you know, cross, you know, I guess, looking at some other videos is what some people are doing, and I found that there's so much information out there that is just basic. Like I literally, and it's not to toot our own horn, but I looked at the foam rolling stuff and I was like very disappointed. So, you know, there's no basically change of load, there's no manipulation of the joint when you actually foam roll, so you're not really maximizing the full benefits of it, okay? So when you foam roll, make sure you apply some of these principles that I just showed you, going from 4 to 3 points of contact to 2 points of contact, you know, working with different angles in the joint. This is called flossing. Flossing, and you have a lot of weight on that tissue, move that joint around and floss side to side. All right, round over. Let's go to the right leg. We're gonna work on the right IT band. The proper setup for your side movements, lateral movements, is 2 arms down. Okay, once again, shoulders are squeezed together and lats are engaged. That opposite left side comes across the body. From here, if we're face down, we're probably gonna roll more into the quad. I want to open up the hips and I want to go a little bit lateral, okay? Second thing here, so that's our setup. Left leg over the right leg, left hand on the left hip. From here, we're going to grab the foam roller, we're going to hike up, and we're going to move the foam roller to the base of our knee, like just to the side of the knee. So we're starting at the insertion of the IT band. I'm going to close right back up again. And from here, we're just going to roll up and down using your arms and using your legs to pass over that tissue. If this is really big for some of you guys, that's okay. You have to embrace the pain. What you can do is push a little bit more off the ground and take some weight off. All right? I'm working probably from the base of my kneecap, like the top of my kneecap, to about 6 inches above. That's the area I'm scanning. 5 to 6 times. From here, I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to get more of that anterior, that front side of the quad, of the lateral vasculatus here, the quad, okay? So, once again, look at myself. I am flossing. I am also moving my hips towards the ground and away from the ground. Okay? Once again, find that trigger point. I want everybody to find a little bit of that really ouch spot. Breathe. Just sit into it for a second. From here, I want you to bend the knee and extend the knee. Walk through that trigger point. You're on a trigger point right now, and flexing and extending the knee, it's working that fascia, it's working that tissue and releasing, so not just roll out of it. Whew. I haven't sweated yet, I just started sweating. Okay, from here, we just did the base, so I'm coming off a little bit just to give myself a little bit of a breather here from obviously the pain. But we go from the base of the knee to that kind of front third of the quad. Now we're going to do the mid part of the quad. So once again, we're going to line up on the side of our IT band, right where we would have kind of rolled up to. That's our base. We're going to roll up another 6 inches here. Notice my back foot is not touching the ground. So if you're doing exactly like I'm doing, right arm should be on the ground, right shoulder down away from the ear, right hip, okay? As you breathe, pushing through it. Once again, if you find a little trigger point, flex and bend that knee.
Oh, that hurts.
And now floss on that trigger point. And roll through it. Oh, that one hurt. Okay, now from here, face the hips down to the ground.
Oh, that hurts.
Okay, make sure that right foot's not touching the ground. And roll through it, breathing in and breathing out. Woo. Okay, now come off that roller, breathe for a second. If you're like me, it's a bit painful, but we work through it, okay? Now we're gonna do the last third of the quad. So it's like the top half, 2/3 into the hip. We're gonna start on our side again, okay? If your wrists are a little bit sore, just release them a little bit, okay? This is all part of foam rolling, especially if you don't do it often. If you don't do it often, you're always sore in areas like your wrists, your shoulders, you know, than you would be if you did it more frequently and actually got your body accustomed and used to doing this stuff, okay? So the last third, we're rolling the backs, the lateral side of the IT band. This is the area into the lateral side of the hip where the IT band originates. It originates in that top half of our pelvis. It runs laterally along our leg, and it inserts into the lateral part of the fibula tibia. Okay. Once again, from here, you can open up a bit, bring your leg across, and get into a nice little glute medius area, and flex that knee, that hip up and down. Okay? Whew, come up, shake it off if you need to. That was the right side. The only thing we didn't really cover was the top front of the quad. So you guys can, you know, improve on that and start adding the full side of the IT band and quad, okay? Let's go to the left side here, okay? I'm trying to get this moving along as much as possible. So we're gonna start once again on the bottom left part of the leg. So the bottom third, okay? Working the IT band again first. My setup, okay? I'm on the side, all right? From here, just roll up and down, okay? That first third area where we're starting is usually the most crucial and painful area we're gonna have. Most people that have knee issues, if they rolled out their IT band and quads more frequently, that pain would most likely go away, okay? We are a very quad dominant society, right? So when we have tight quads and tight IT bands, hurts. So what I'm gonna do from this position is that I'm gonna move up the 2/3 of the IT band. I'm gonna leave the quads alone. I'm gonna leave the quads for last, okay? So from here, once again, find a trigger point for me. Find a quick little area that really is really sore. You're on that trigger point. We're gonna bend the knee, extend the knee as you breathe through it. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, 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 good. Roll right through it, roll a couple times, okay? From here, we're gonna go right back to the IT band. And now I should be on the second, on the last third, going into the hip. Roll up and down. Make sure you breathe. Once again, find a little bit of that trigger point. Put the opposite arm down and work through it. Breathe a couple times. All right, let's do a couple full length rolls. So all the way down, all the way back, all the way towards the knee, all the way towards up the hip, okay? All right, we just did the IT band there. So a little different from the right side. On the right side, I went IT band, quad, IT band, quad, IT band, quad. This side, I did a little bit differently. It wasn't my purpose. I just went with the flow of the actual series, and I wanted to just keep working that IT band. So this is gonna work. You gotta go with what you're feeling too, right? When rolling and working soft tissue, it's really important that we take what our body's telling us and work with it. So now we're using the entire left IT band. Okay? We're gonna do the quad now. We're gonna start with the foam roller right over top, okay, of our patella. Now we're gonna grab the patella and we're gonna drop it down towards the quad. So now the foam roller is just on top of my quad, above the kneecap. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna floss first. Turn my leg option down. In order to turn my hip towards the ground, I open my hips up towards the ceiling. Okay? I'm at that base of that knee. I have not moved. Okay? So we're releasing a lot of the quad tissue that goes into that into that lower femoral head and right into that basic patella and kneecap area. Okay? From here, we're gonna foam roll up and down about 3 to 4 inches. Right over top of the middle of the quad. What you can do is you can floss as you roll, working that tissue internally and externally. Okay?
Louise?
Yeah?
Is it okay if I keep my right knee bent down rather than out like that? I find it hard on my lower back.
Yeah, once again, that's the ideal. You gotta listen to your body, right? So because I'm showing a specific way, if majority of people are doing it that way, that doesn't mean that you have to if you're feeling like your low back, like the load is too much in your low back. Yeah, place that right knee on the ground, that'll deload it a little bit, okay? So now we're gonna work the top third, the last third of the quad. Basically top of the quad into the hip, okay? Great. Okay, once again, find a trigger point. Bend and extend that knee. Okay, so right now I've got 2 points of contact. If I pick up my leg off the ground, turn my body, okay, only 2 points of contact, and at that point what I started doing was rotating my hips up and down so that I can rotate along that quad, okay? There's your glutes, quads, and IT band. And I'm sweating. I sweat when I eat, I sweat when I breathe, so that's not abnormal either. But nonetheless, great way for you guys to incorporate this thing a couple times a week. So next time I do another foam rolling, I'd love to see you guys all and practice further principles of it. Let's do your lats and spine next. What happens a lot of the time is tissue is supposed to run like this. It crisscrosses across each other. When it expands, it expands. When it contracts, it contracts. When you feel that soft, those trigger point areas, really painful area, you have bundled up muscle tissue. So foam rolling is essentially our way of getting that tissue, breaking down that tissue, breaking up that scarring tissue in there, and getting that tissue to eventually line up so it can work properly and efficient. When people have a lot of knee problems, I'll go back to that point again, it's because they have too many trigger points, too much scar tissue bundled up in their quad or IT band, shortening that tissue. That tissue becomes insufficient. It leads to joint-related pain and troubles, okay? Let's go on your spine, okay? So a lot of people, I wanna focus on the thoracic spine. Extension, flexion, okay? We spend the majority of our time in this position. We wanna use the foam roller to open us up and get that extension in our thoracic spine, okay? What's up, Max? So anyways, with that said, we're gonna basically start at the bottom of the ribs, okay? Area, so that'll be basically your thoracic lumbar 11 or 12 into your T6 or 7. So what we're gonna do is, sorry, L6, L7. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find that gap in between the tissue. We're gonna flex and extend a couple times. Then we're gonna move up towards our head, find that next little gap in between your vertebrae, extend and flex. So we're gonna go walk all the way up, okay? So let's start on the bottom, okay? You should know your lumbar is your thicker spine discs that are made for stability. Our thoracic is meant for mobility. So hands to the side if you like, okay? Position number one if you've never done this for support, okay? Hips off the ground as well if you want. We're gonna keep the hips on the ground. From here, we're gonna go extension. So I want you to let go of your breath and extend back slightly. Try to look at the ground behind you. You can grab your arms, face your arms towards the ceiling for me here. Breathe in and exhale. From this position, you're going to extend your arms over your shoulders, and then you're going to bring your arms up into like a crunch. From here, into this extended position, I'm gonna find the next gap in between my vertebrae, okay? It's only about 2 inches apart at most, an inch. Okay, from here, we're going to extension again. Notice how my arms are moved over, okay? I open up, and I exhale. Let that breath go. One more time. Exhale. And try to look at the ground behind you. When you come up into an up crunch again.
No.
Here, pick up your hips. Move down to your next vertebrae again. Breathe in. Exhale. Start going to extension by opening up your chest and leaning back and trying to look at the ground. Breathe in, exhale, and extend. If you pick up your hips off the ground a little bit, you put a little bit more weight, okay? From here, back into your flexion. Okay, pick up your hips again. One more. You should be right now, right around your shoulder blade area, right into that upper mid part of your shoulder blade. Extend. Look over, breathe in, pick up your hips. You can even move a little bit side to side. Okay? From here, back into flexion. Last one. You should be right around your traps right now. Your traps, okay? If you roll further, you're going to be on your neck. Extend. If some of you felt a little release, a little crab, most likely that was your rib one, okay? A little bit out of place. From here, flex. I want you to pick up your weight off the ground. We're going to roll all the way down and all the way up. Notice how I have a little bit of a staggered push and extend. Okay? From here, I want you to roll to the left side a little bit and push up and down, and you should be around that left shoulder blade area. Stick your left arm out. Left arm out, you're moving the shoulder blade out of the equation. You're really opening up that tissue, so when you roll, you're actually rolling tissue and not rolling on your bone, on your scapula. And turn. Now you're gonna lay sideways. Run to your left lat. From here, I want you to posture up, roll towards your shoulder blade. You're doing a T-spine. And open. Oof. I got a nice release on my lumbar. Okay, so look at me. I'm in the foam roller as if you were on the ground. Open up. Exhale. Just when you think you're as far as you can go, I want you to take a breath. And exhale and reach again. You should have gained a couple inches. Okay? Foot behind or in front, whatever you're more comfortable with. Just pick some weight up off your hip and roll that lat. Woo. All right? You know you got a tight lat. If just rolling forward, you feel it up in there. I had to put my body back down. Okay? My left lat is too tight. But what you can do is bring your chest out the opposite way. Look at the foam roller and stick that left arm out. You're on your upper part of your lat there, okay? Your insertion of your lat.
Ya me toca yo.
All right? From here, shoulder flexion. So grab your left arm and reach to the ceiling. Or like if you're gonna reach above your shoulder. All right? Perfect. We're gonna roll out of that. We don't want to roll too far down the side of our body because we're rolling into floating ribs, right? So if you start rolling into that area, maybe that's very not in the right kind of way. So I'm gonna face the other. I'm gonna turn around just so you guys can see both sides. Okay. So side, rolling over to my right side. So just turn. Okay. So I'm on my right side, my right lat here. From here, I'm just gonna roll a little bit. So pick up your hips off the ground and roll. Roll that. Okay? Find that upper half of the lat, right into like that underneath armpit area, okay? That posterior part of it. From here, we're gonna open up into our T-spine rotation. Make sure you keep those legs down. Breathe in, exhale. Hang out over there, hang out there. So breathing in, exhale. All right, perfect. Good. Roll that lat a little bit more again. Roll forward and roll back. Okay, who feels that really, really tight?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Roll out of there once again. Okay, last area I want to roll with you guys. So there's our lat, there's our spine, and there's our back, okay? Last area I want to roll for you guys today is just your quad, okay? Your calf. Bring that forward to your calf. Get your arms back into a crab position. Just introduce it, right? Let's move it around just slightly, right in the mid-calf leg, okay? From here, you're gonna pick up your hips, squeeze your shoulders back and down, and roll up and down a few times. You're gonna turn your foot open, so stick your toe out, roll out again. Your hips should be off the ground. From here, you're gonna turn your foot in. Okay, you might want to turn away. Roll. Okay? Now we're gonna move back and we're gonna move down on the roller. Okay? Now we're working the bottom half of the calf, right into that soleus, right into the Achilles area. Okay? What you can do, if you're strong enough, you can crisscross your legs, get yourself up, and roll down while you flex that toe into your body. Point and flex that toe. Even if you do it right now, as you move it down, some circles within the ankle. If you're the soleus, you're right below the calf. Below the calf, in between the calf and your Achilles tendons. That soleus, the more you release it, the better your calf actually feels, okay? Because it runs underneath the gastrocnemius, which is your calf. So, once again, move it. Internally rotate, externally rotate. Notice I move my hips. Move your foot and ankle around. Okay, play around with it. Now we're gonna switch to the opposite side. If you have a big foam roller, you can come to the one side of your foam roller. Okay, once again, pick up, start rolling up and down. I like to go first down the middle. Okay, turn my foot outwards, so hit the lateral side. 4 to 5 passes, turn inwards. 4 to 5 passes, okay? Now move the foam roller a little bit down into the soleus, up and down in the soleus. I can go 2 feet, my full body weight off, so I'm on 2 points of contact. Internally rotate, remember, move that toe around. Move that ankle around. Flex forward, come up. Work the entire 360 area of that tissue. All right, so listen, the one thing I want to leave you with foam roller, okay? It's not only amazing for your lower body when we foam roll, the tissue health, okay? But it's really also really good for your upper back. When you're able to squeeze your shoulder blades together and down away from the ear, you get a lot of that posterior activation. That's what we call closed chain activation, okay? That closed chain activation is phenomenal for improving shoulder health and shoulder joint stability, okay? So do it for multiple reasons, not just to go through pain, okay? The last thing I want to tell you is with tissue, okay? Most misconceptions of foam rolling is that you have to do a lot of it for a long time. Not true. If we're working within, let's say, a 4 to 5 inch section, you're gonna go through that 4 to 5 times. Maybe do a couple of flossing side to side and then move on, leave it. If you find a trigger point, yeah, spend a little bit more time on it. But I have met many people in my life who foam roll or do trigger point therapy for too much, for too long, and what that ends up doing is causing trauma to the tissue. You're breaking down that tissue so much to the point that you're hurting it, and then inflammation sets in. So all that good stuff that you intended to do, now you just basically counter, you know, did it, okay? So you go from improving, you know, tissue health to actually destroying tissue health. So don't spend too much time on it. You're better off to do a little bit, you know, every couple of days than you are to do way too much of it every so often, okay? We did glutes, IT band, quads, calves, lats, back, and spine, okay? So we covered a lot in about 35 minutes, okay? I'll stop saying okay. I'll get off the phone.
Okay.
You guys have a kick-ass workout.
Thank you.